Tennessee at Kentucky. I mean, you look at Tennessee coming off that cliff falling of the second half against Alabama. You got to give kudos, obviously, to Nick Saban and his staff coming off the week before where they made no adjustments against Arkansas. It seemed they really kind of figured it out. Tennessee 6-2, 2-2 in the conference coming into this game. Kentucky is in that same boat. And outside of Missouri, this kind of feels like a battle for second in the SEC East. As you know, again, we still got a while to go in it. Who the hell knows with Florida?
Yeah.
But who needs this more, in your opinion, Timmy B, when you look at this matchup? Because they're both pretty much out of having a chance to play in the SEC championship and be able to make the college football playoff. Who needs this more?
Yeah, normally you'd always say the Tennessee coach, but after what happened a year ago, I think Heupel, they're going to cut him some slack.
Equity
in Knoxville, I think. Yeah, I think he built up a little equity. I think that after the fast start and just brutal defeat, I mean, they were not competitive against Georgia, and I thought they would be. I liked their quarterback. I liked obviously their run game was good, and I thought Stoops was I think I told you guys in the summer, I thought Kentucky or Missouri could emerge as the second best teams. And I think I put Kentucky ahead of Missouri. And for obvious reasons, I thought they were a more physical team defensively. But, Drinkwitz has had a great year. That Kansas State win, which propelled them, did a world of good for them. And other than the LSU comeback in the second half, which we now know why LSU had it, they're just an unbelievable offense. They're historically good offensively. If it weren't for the 19 team, we'd be saying maybe best LSU offense ever, but we can't because of what happened in 2019. Their defense obviously has been historically bad, but I think it's improving. But back to Missouri, I think that team, along with the winner of this game, I think gets to stay in the conversation with Missouri as Georgia's next best opponents. Okay, so that's what's at stake, I think, with Tennessee and Kentucky.
No, and again, I was more surprised, not that Tennessee lost to Alabama, but that Joe Milton, I thought, played better than what most of us believed he was in that game. I thought he, especially, early in that game, that first drive, I mean, the throw he made to Squirrel White, it didn't get any better than that. And I thought he was actually pretty decent in the intermediate and in the short game. But when I look at Kentucky, that matchup against Georgia, we talked about it all week. I thought it was an awful matchup for Kentucky because it was strength versus strength when it comes down to the running game and that box-heavy run game as opposed to the lateral quarterback run game we've seen people have success against Georgia's defense with. But when I look at that Kentucky-Missouri game, what surprised me the most was you had two teams coming off tough losses. Thought Missouri would be more disappointed than embarrassed, then Kentucky would be more embarrassed than disappointed. Speaking about second halves, I mean, Kentucky jumped all over Missouri in the first quarter. Missouri answered in the second. It was back and forth in the third, and then Missouri just took it to them in the fourth. But the most surprising thing in that game was Ray Davis got his right on the ground, which is who Kentucky is. Devin Leary, it still seems, has not figured out a way to be that final piece of the puzzle that Kentucky needs in the passing game, even bringing Liam Cohen back. But the most impressive, without a doubt, thing to come out of that Missouri-Kentucky game was the fact that Missouri was able to win that game by double digits on the road without Luther Burden Jr. really doing anything, and that's their alien. They had three more guys with more receiving yards than Kentucky's leading pass catcher in that game. I think Missouri may be more of a complete team right now, but I tell you what, Kentucky, I think, has to bounce back, Timmy B. And when I look at Devin Leary, the question is, we asked this about Joe Milton last weekend, David, can Devin Leary make enough throws to be able to keep Kentucky in the game? Because I think Tennessee is going to score. Speaking about personal, you know what's not good when it's personal? It's when your information's out there. I don't know if you've Googled yourself lately, and you may be like, hey, man, look, I'm not out in the public eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I work at the library or something like that. Guess what? Google your name. You will be shocked at how much your personal info is out there. Data brokers, that's the age we live in, right? People aren't handing out newsletters anymore or index cards with your info. It's just online. It's the internet. So data brokers, hackers, anyone with the internet connection, they can find out your personal details, photos, and sensitive information. Even that stuff you thought you got rid of in college.
Still
you know what I'm talking about. And now you can get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/Crane, CRAIN. David, you oddly smiled at me over there to the left. I could feel it. And you use our promo code CRANE, C-R-A-I-N. That's the only way to get 20% off. Go to joindeleteme.com. That's the first part. joindeleteme.com/CRANE, C-R-A-I-N. Blaine, give him a little wiggle. There it is. And use promo code CRANE at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/CRANE and /CRANE, and then use the promo code CRANE. I'm telling you,
Protect yourself.
They took my stuff off. They sent me back a report. I was shocked.
There's still pictures of Jacob that he can't get down.
Okay.
Him and Alex Grinch have information on everybody.
Some of those are gonna live on the internet.
That's a Frenchman I know.
Coming from the guy who took him.
That's a Frenchman I know nothing about. Joindeleteme.com/CRANE. Check it out today. What's up, everybody on YouTube? Hope you guys are having a fantastic week as we roll through it. If you get a little time and you haven't, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate all the support. Hit that like button and turn that notification bell on so you know every time we're dropping content, which is pretty much every 30 minutes.